Hello physics lovers and my dear students. Today we are going to learn 26 problems A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, like that, different questions I am going to ask. 26 alphabets are there, so we will going to answer A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L bits. But the interesting point is a single numeric data, only one number they give it, one data they give it, and ask so many things. Is it possible to find so many things is a question. Actually you'll get more than that also, but let us first initially think about this, leading to 25 problems at various levels. So first questions will be at level 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be easy level 1 questions. Just by seeing, by the inception you can tell the answers. Level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, like that we are going to do level with the varieties of levels, and I am going to tell you why this particular problem is to be kept at 5th level, why this problem should be kept at 3rd level, which problem should be will be asked in MSET level, which problem will be asked in board level, which problem will be asked at IIT level, advanced level, like that I will be discussing them. But still, you may ask, sir, you are given two numeric data, 50 meters per second and 37 degrees. But once you are given speed and angle, you are given velocity. That means ultimately you are given only single numeric data. You have projected a stone, you are given its velocity value. Because you have given speed and angle, it is apparent to be two numeric data, but actually it is only a single numeric data. That means we are given velocity of the stone. Now you are going on asking different questions. What are those questions? What are the 25 questions possible on this or not, you will see. Once you do this, I am going to teach you 4 more different questions. That 25 4 side becomes 100 questions. So first you have to understand these 25 questions, and 4 different models this question will be asked. And those 4 models into these 25 questions become 100 questions. See, making questions is not important, but any enthusiast student who is learning physics for the first time, they will be interested to solve more number of problems. When you want to solve more number of problems, and if a teacher go on teach theory, they may not like it. So your thirst, your wanting towards the problem will be definitely satisfied with this question. So we will start. First I will write 5 questions. Yes students, now I am asking some level 1 questions, very elementary questions, but even though it's an elementary question, when they are being taught as symbol form and when they are given asked in word form, they are two different things. So here, what is the horizontal component of initial velocity? So whatever velocity is there, it is neither vertical nor horizontal, it is in between. So we will model the problem by taking a stone and projecting it like this at 50 meters per second at an angle 37 degrees to the horizontal. Then what is this horizontal? We take it as x, and vertical we take it as y. Because they are not given x and y, horizontal is a word they are being used, so that only we will take into account. We convert horizontal into x-axis, vertical into y-axis. Yes, a small change, children, because we answer more questions with 53 degrees than 37 degrees. There is a reason for it. So in the numeric data 50 meters per second and 37, instead of that you take 53 and making an angle 53 degrees with the horizontal. Instead of 37 degrees with the horizontal, make it 53 degrees with the horizontal. Now what is the horizontal component of initial velocity? Initial velocity is symbol u, horizontal is x, you can call it as ux. So if you cut this u along this, you can take it as u and theta, you will get u cos theta, that is 50 cos 53. 50 cos 53. Cos 53 is 3 by 5. 50 into 3 by 5. I write it here only. Cos 53. 50 into 3 by 5. 5 ones are 5 tens are. 10 threes are 30. So horizontal component of velocity is, what is the horizontal component of initial velocity? Horizontal component of initial velocity is ux, that is u cos theta. U is 50, cos theta is 53 degrees, cos 53. Cos 53 is 3 by 5. That you should know it. Trigonometry in that. So if you do this, you will get 30 meters per second. Next is, what is the horizontal component of the acceleration? See, acceleration due to gravity will be downward like this. For convenience G, I am taking 10 meters per second square. When it is vertically down, it is along y-axis. So its x component is 0. So they are asking ax. Ax is what? 0. Because anything along one particular axis, other two particular direction component is 0. If a vector lies along z axis, its x and y components are 0. If a vector lies along y axis, its x and z components are 0. So acceleration along x axis is 0. What is the horizontal component of instantaneous velocity? This question they can ask in other way also. Write equation for instantaneous velocity as function of time. So Vx is equal to ux plus axt. So just now we have found out ux, which is 30. You can write as u cos theta also. And ax is 0. 30 plus 0 into time. It comes out to be 30. So now we can write that it is independent of time. It is independent of time. Horizontal component of velocity, once you have projected, say it is 30 meters per second in the horizontal direction, not in the vertical direction. Throughout the motion, it remains 30 meters per second, as there is no pull or push in this direction, horizontal direction. There is only gravitational pull in downward direction. So vertical velocities changes, horizontal velocities don't change. That we can infer with this. What is the horizontal component of instantaneous velocity? Vx, because x is horizontal for us. Ux plus axt. Ux you already found out, ax you already found out, substitute. Independent of time. Similarly, what is the horizontal component of instantaneous displacement or displacement at any instant? So what you can write it is, hello? So students, sorry for the disturbance. So write instantaneous displacement as function of time. This is Sx. Sx as function of time means uxt plus half axt square. Ux is u cos theta, which is already derived, 30 t, plus ax is 0. So this part is 0. It is 30 t. So it depends on time. Displacements depend on time. By putting 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, you are going to get horizontal displacements from this. Similarly, write the horizontal component of acceleration as function of time. Already we have found out that acceleration is 0. Initial horizontal component of acceleration is 0. So it's as a function of time, it don't exist. A, x or ay is independent of time. It don't depend on time. Displacement along x-axis depends on time, and as the function is 30t. Horizontal velocity is 30, but there is no t in it. So horizontal velocity remains constant. Horizontal displacements, from if you measure from origin 30, 60, like that, you will get different values. Acceleration due to gravity, which is because of the earth, the pull of the earth, and it don't depend on time. Whatever we have born or don't, we have not born, in future, in past, in present, always gravity of earth will be 9.8 meters per second square vertically down, and it is time independent. So whether it is horizontal component of acceleration and in future vertical component of acceleration, both come same. So we have found out A, B, C, D, E like this. Similarly, I am going to find now A, B, C, D, E. I will convert into F, G, H, I, J. Now just this word horizontal, where is there, that I remove it and write it as vertical. This is also level 1 question only. Vertical, 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 vertical. Now we are finding vertical component of initial velocity. That means you are not finding ux, rather you are finding uy. So this is ux and this is uy, opposite component. Opposite is sin theta. Sin theta means sin 53. Sin 53 is 4 by 5. If I am doing on the same board, you may be confused, but think what I am doing, what difference. So 4 tens are 40. Instead of 30, it will come as 40. Previous horizontal component comes as, that means the speed 50 along x-axis is 30, along y-axis is 40. It's split into like that. Along x-axis is 30, along y-axis is 40. Like that it's split. Acceleration along y-axis. Y-axis, it is downward, no? Y-axis is upward and gravity is downward. So it should be taken as minus 10 or 10 times of minus j cap if you are giving direction. So it is meters per second square. Next, vertical component of instantaneous velocity. So they are asking Vy. So change this Vx as Vy. uy, ay. So I'll do this problem once again. Uy is, now we have found out 40 plus ay is minus 10, which is gravity t. So 40 minus 10t. Vy is function of time. Vy depends on time. As the value of time 1 second, 2 seconds, 0 second, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, you substitute the value 40. After 10 seconds, after 1 second, 40 minus 10. After 2 seconds, 2 into 20, 40 minus 20, that will go on reduce. So y value, velocity along y direction reduces, and again it will in back while coming down, again it will increase. So this is Vy. Similarly, they are asking vertical displacement, vertical component of displacement, Sy as function of time, uy plus half ay t square. Uy is 40t, ay is what? Plus half minus 10 into t square. So 2 ones are 2 5s are. So this is 40t minus 5t square. It's a quadratic equation. As you go on substitute t here, you have to also substitute here. So at every instant horizontal vertical displacements, you are going to get it from this. At every instant you are going to get vertical displacement, and the equation is 40t minus 5t square. Write vertical component of acceleration as function of time. So what is vertical component of acceleration? We write it minus 10 or 10 times of minus j cap, because j cap is upward, minus j cap downward, meters per second square. And it don't depend on time. As I told, horizontal component of acceleration also don't depend on time, vertical component of acceleration also don't depend on time. That is related to huge mass earth, which is going to pull, the gravity is created around us, and that gravity always remains 9.8 meters per second square vertically downward, independent of time. So 10 questions are over. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, I, J. Remaining I'll continue now. Yes, students, now we are finding other questions. We have already found out 10 questions now. Horizontal component of initial velocity, horizontal component of acceleration, horizontal component of instantaneous velocity, horizontal component of displacement, acceleration along horizontal as function of time, initial velocity along y-axis, acceleration along vertical component of acceleration, vertical component of initial velocity, vertical component of instantaneous velocity as function of time, vertical displacement as function of time, vertical acceleration as function of time. In this we have found out that 3 things are constant which don't depend on time. So they are horizontal velocity, horizontal acceleration, vertical acceleration. They are constant, they don't depend on time. Now coming to this, write initial velocity in unit vector form, that is u bar is equal to ux I cap plus uy j cap. It's all very advantageous when you are doing level 5 problems. So it is ux is what? 30 I plus 40 j. This is the unit vector, this is the initial velocity. Find magnitude if they ask, find magnitude mod u bar, that is equal to under root of 30 square. If you, for the comprehension sakes, 0k also you can write it if you want. 30 square plus 40 square plus 0 square, coefficient of I square plus coefficient of j square plus coefficient of k square. This comes out to be 900 plus 1600, root 2500, that is 50. So you got the initial speed 50 meters per second. Anyhow, write acceleration in vector form. A bar is equal to a along x-axis I cap plus a along y-axis j cap. Ax is 0I plus minus 10 times of j, or j 10 times of minus j. Both are correct. Overall bracket you can write it as meters per second square. Here you can write it as meters per second. Speed, no, don't need to give ijk. Here we have already given ijk. Here write instantaneous velocity in vector form. First you should know instantaneous velocity v bar as vx I cap plus vy j cap. So vx is 30 I plus vy is, we already found out, 40 minus 10t. 40 minus 10t whole bracket j cap. Overall bracket, if you want, you can put and write meters per second. Velocity is given in meters per second, or you can leave it like that because we are doing everything in SI system. Write equation for calculating instantaneous speed. Now you want instantaneous speed is mod v. Mod v is under root of this square plus this square, coefficient of I square plus j square, 30 square plus 40 minus 10t whole square. If you want, you can further simplify it a square a minus b whole square form, but still this is already is in function of time, because instantaneous speed means speed at any time. You can find out using this. Write S bar in ijk form. So same thing, S bar in ijk form is Sx I cap plus Sy j cap. What is Sx? 30t into I cap plus what is Sy? 40t minus 5t square into j cap plus 0k for the sake of completeness. So this gives you displacement vector. Now we have found out A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, M, N, O till now. We have found out everything in vector form. Having them in vector form is a lot of advantage to us. In future we use that. Take a snapshot. Now we are going to level 3. Level 1, 10 questions I done. Level 2, 5 questions. Level 3 I will do now. Now we will do competitive examination level questions. Board questions also same. In MSET, BITSAT kind of examinations, they ask this level questions. They ask you to find time of ascent. Time of ascent is u sin theta by g. I derived in the previous video lecture, or you can write it as uy by g. As you know, uy we already found out here. 40 by 10. Magnitude only we are taking, so 4 seconds. Similarly, time of flight Tf is 2u sin theta by g, which is 2uy by g, which is 2 into 40 by 10, 8 seconds. So the projectile what we have projected, it will be in air for 8 seconds. So initially I written 37 degrees and I converted finally to 53 degrees, because in 37 seconds it will be in flight for 6 seconds. At 53 when I change it, it will be in 8 seconds. We can do more calculations. That's why initially the problem was written at 37 degrees. Later within 2-3 minutes I changed it to 53. That is the reason. Time of descent. See, time of descent, sometimes what happens, projectile will be like this. Sometimes projectile comes like this. Then total flight minus time of ascent gives you time of descent. That's a proper procedure, but in this case both are equal. Time of flight minus time of ascent will be time of descent. Time of flight is 8 seconds minus time of flight is 8 minus 4, that is 4 seconds. Ascent and descent in this case they are equal. Oblique projectile launching and landing heights are same. Maximum height reached, H max. You have a formula u square sin square theta by 2g, which is already been derived, or uy square by 2g, which is, what is uy already we know, 40 square by 2 into 10. So 40 into 40 by 20, 80 meters. So it reaches to a maximum height of 80 meters above the horizontal. Range r is equal to u square by g sin 2 theta, or u square by g 2 sin theta cos theta, or this u you can split into two parts, u sin theta and u cos theta, 2 times of ux uy by g. You can substitute whatever way you want, you will get the same answer. All of them are same. 2 times of ux 30, uy 40, 30 into 40 by 10, 0 0 cut, 4 2 is 8, 8 3 is 24, 240 meters. So it goes to a long distance of 240 meters in the time of 8 seconds. That's the range. So this kind of questions generally come either in board examinations or in simple set type of examination, Tamil Nadu set, Andhra set, Telangana set, common entrance test kind of things. They ask this kind of questions. Unfortunately, I have seen, I am not talking about very good books like H.C. Verma, Rajnikanth, C.S. Zemansky kind of book, but many other college materials, what they do is just they play with this like this. You might have taken the snapshot. They take theta and u values. They give 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, 53 degrees, 37 degrees, these values. U 10 meters per second, 20 meters per second, 25 meters per second. They ask, with this speed, with this angle, what is the maximum height? With this speed, with this angle, what is the range? With this speed, with this angle, what is the time of flight? Like that, they will make permutation and combination, nothing more than that. See, now we are going to increase our level. Now we are going to really do very good problems now onwards after this bit. Initial are elementary questions. Now these are board level or little set level questions. Now we will increase our level of questioning. There we will understand. Just we will not play with just take a formula, go on substitute different numbers. That is not that. Each model is different. Whatever I am doing, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, W, X, Y, Z. Each question will be different from one another. What we have found it in A, again we don't find it in B. Like that. Models we are going to cover. Hey students, first we will tabulate the data, then we will try to show how each time what's happening in the projectile motion. If you see this as a problem solving, it will be different. If you see it as a concept, it is different. I am trying to teach problem as a concept here. So at every second, how the projectile is behaving, that behavior we try to find out. So up to PQRST is over, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, we are tabulating the data at each second. So at 0 seconds, it is independent of time. So it is 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. So horizontal velocity is independent of time, that's why it came like that. 30t is not there, 30 is there. Now in this you put vertical velocity. Vertical velocity at initial time 0. It becomes initial velocity 0 into 10. So 0, 40, next 30, 20, 10, 0. At 4 seconds, it becomes horizontal at a time of ascent. You already calculated time of ascent. At the time of ascent, it becomes horizontal. So there, vertical velocity became 0, not the horizontal velocity. Horizontal velocity maintained 30 like that. Then it starts increasing. This, when you substitute 5t, minus 50 plus 40. So it will come like this. Minus 10, minus 20, minus 30, minus 40. So it started at 40, it came back at 40, but only thing is it is 40 upward, this is 40 downward, this is plus j cap, that is minus j cap. If you are interested, you can put that i's and j's. If I put I here, so everywhere I cap will come. If I put j here, everywhere j cap will come. So just you put j, this up to here it will show upward velocities, there it will show downward velocities. This I will again draw and show it to you in a diagram. Then you get more clarity what I done. Now velocity vector, this plus this, 30 plus 40, 30i plus 40j. So you put I here, j here, add both. Put I here, j here, add both. 30i plus 30j, 30i plus 20j, 30i plus 10j, 30i plus 0j, 30i minus 10j, 30i minus 20j, 30i minus 30j, 30i minus 40j. Like that you will get different answers. Now speeds. So this value into this value whole square, this square plus this square under root, 30 square plus 40 square, initially it is 50. This is 30 square plus 30 square, 30 root 2. This is 30 square plus 20 square, 30 square is 900, 20 square is 400, 13 root 1300. Or 100, 10 you can take common, root 10 root 13. Here it is 900, 1000, 10 root 10. Speed I am talking about, not velocity. Velocity should be written in vector form. For example, at this time you want velocity 30i plus 10j, that is the answer. Next here 0. Vertical velocity is 0, horizontal is 30. This value repeats here, but because under root of coefficient of I square, coefficient of j square, when you do square in, when you do minus becomes plus. So even though these values are minus, you get back the same answers. That is 10 root 10, 10 root 13, 30 root 2, 50. So if you write velocity here, it is 30 plus 40j, here ending it is 30 minus 40j. Velocity wise they are different, speed wise they are same. So during projectile there exists two instances where speeds become equal. So there is one point here, exactly symmetrically there is other point where speeds become equal but velocities are not equal. Once it starts with one velocity, until the total travel happens, it will change, it will be continuously changing its velocity, because velocity is function of time. You can see 30i plus 40 minus 10t, it's dependent on time. As you substitute different values of time, in between we skipped off 2 seconds, 3 seconds we have taken. What about 2.5 seconds? What about 2.6 seconds? What about 2.69 seconds? So at every second the velocity and will change. So you don't have symmetric point where velocity again becomes equal, but speeds become equal. Next, coming to this, Sx is 30t. By putting 0, it becomes 0. So starting point 30, 2 into 30, 60, 90, what else? 120, 150, 180, 210, 240. You might have just remembered that we have found out range, maximum horizontal distance. At 8 seconds, by the time it completes time of flight, it is at 240. At 0 second, it was at 0. After 1 second, it was horizontally displaced by 30, 40, 60. I will show these all things in diagram also. Now coming to y direction, put the values in this. 40 into 0, 5 into 0, 0. It started there. Now put 40 into 1, 5 into 1, 1 square. So 35. 40 into 2, 80, 5 into 2 square, 2 square, 4, 5 is 20, 60. Next you will get 75, 80. Because 3 square is 9, 9 5 is 45, 3 into 40 is 120. 120 minus 45 is 75. 80, again heights gets repeated. You do it and check. 75, 60, 35, 0. So it starts with certain height, it comes back to the same height. In between there exists one height, it will come back to that height after a certain distance. So this tabulation, see, some student may be seeing this video and feeling, sir, he is telling easy problems and he told that he covered 25 problems. I am not interested in covering 25 problems. I want you to sit in the class. For that purpose I written that there are 25 problems. More than that we are doing it. Do you think this many calculations what we have done, if you added this, it's going to 8 5 is 40, here only the 40 problems are over. But at every instant how the projectile is behaving. What is the data we initially had? You tell me. Except 50 meters per second at 53 degrees, nothing you have. How many things you calculated? So many things you have calculated. Do you think this is a problem? Yeah, this is a problem. How lot of twists and turns will come, that also I will explain. But first let us put these things in a proper way. Now I am drawing velocity related plot. So it started 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Achha, here it is 4 seconds. No, I have to make it equal distant. Yeah, 0, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds. How is that? At this point, at this point, at this point, at this point, at 8 different points, I am going to talk about horizontal and vertical velocities. You have a point here also corresponding to this. This one. Yeah. So here horizontal velocity is 30, 30, 30. Just this tabular column only I am plotting now. 30, 30, 30, 30. Here also it will be just before touching also it will be 30. Just started also it will be 30. So it starts with 30 as there is no pull or push along x-axis in horizontal direction. 30 remains 30, velocity along x-axis. So everywhere I written Vx. Now Vy. Here this values, what happened, you remember it. This started with 40, then it became 30, little lower length, 20, 10, 0, minus 10 downward, minus 20 downward, minus 30 downward, minus 40 downward. You may think that you have inserted inside. I am not inserted inside. Just before collision it is having horizontal component 30, vertical component 40. Downward direction. Just while starting, horizontal component is 30, vertical component is 40. Now vector, this is V1, V at 2 seconds. Now combination of these two, V at 3 seconds. Actually it will be tangential to the path. We have not drawn a proper diagram. V at 3 seconds, V at 2 seconds. This is V at 4 seconds. Write a tangent, V at 5 seconds. Velocity at 6 seconds, velocity at 7 seconds. This is take a triangle. This is velocity at 8 seconds. Just before collision its velocity will be 30I minus 40J. 30I minus 40J. So these are the different things. We have everywhere we have depicted what is the horizontal velocities. In between there are points. That also can be calculated with instantaneous formulas that I have not yet done. Isn't it? So now coming back to this plot, what about Sx? What about Sx? Just wait for a moment. So now question is, can we write Sx's here, Sx values? Yes, you see 0, 30, it started here 0. This distance from here, this vertical line to this is 30 meters. This is from here to here is 60. From here to here is 90. From here to here is 120. You might get confused, but so much things we have found out. Next, here to here, this long distance is 150, 180, 210. Last, from here to this end, this is 240. That's the thing we have found out. Everything I am drawing in the same diagram. I am not confusing you, but I am telling. What about these heights? Yes, 0 is the starting height. This height. So you may be wanting me to draw a diagram again. I'll draw it very quickly. See here, so many things we have found out. That's what I am interested to tell you. Yeah, 0, 30, 60, 75, 30, 60, 75, 80. Again there is a point where you will get 75. Again there is a point where you will get 60. Again you have a point where you get 30. Again you have a point where you get 0. Started from 0 height, came back to 0 height. So this is the way the heights. This is height at 1 second, height at 2 seconds, height at 3 seconds, height at 4 seconds, height at 5 seconds, height at 6 seconds, height at 7 seconds. In that way it was going on, changing the heights, what are vertical displacements. I think somewhere 30-60 part we might have done some mistake. Just a little check it. 2 seconds, no? 2 square is 4. 4 5s are 20. 2 into 40, 80. 80 minus 20, 60. Correct. Let us try this also. 1 square, 35 it is. I written 30. That's what I am saying. It cannot be double, no? 35 and this is 35. Yeah, now it's correct. Because 30 and 60 doubling height will not happen. Initially the height grow will be more because you are projected in the beginning. After that height grow will be less. As it goes up, it grows little heights as time passes on because it is decelerating. So it will not cover C equal displacements. I got doubt with the 30-60 means how it can be double. So it's 35 was the answer. 35 to 60, it's okay now. This is the way we have found out heights at different instants. Take a snapshot if you want. Here are some more questions we can find out. Find path equation or trajectory they ask. You know Sx, you can write it as x, Sy you can write it as y. The shape of the parabola is there, no? That we can write it as an equation. Take t from this and put it in this. What is t in this? X by 30. So 40 into x by 30 minus 5 into x by 30 whole square. So 0, 0 cut. 4 by 3 x minus 5 by 900. If you want you can simplify into x square. Y is equal to. This is the equation of the path. The projectile which we have projected, it will follow these rules. Where y is vertical, x is horizontal, because initially we took it. They have not given it. They just told the word horizontal. This is one way. Other way is y is equal to tan theta times of x minus g by 2 u square cos square theta times of x square. This formula, if you remember it, you can write it. Substitute tan theta is tan 53 into x minus g as 10 by 2 into 50 square into cos square 53 x square. You will get the same answer, exactly the same you will get it. So 2 1s are 2 5s are, if you do it, remaining part will come same. 50 cos 53 is 30 will come, 30 square is 900. Tan 53 is 4 by 3. This way you can find path equation of a projectile. Path equation of projectile, this particular projectile what I given, it has been projected like this at 50 meters per second and at an angle 57 degrees, 53 degrees to the horizontal. That has this as a path equation. Z bits are over, Z dash I have written it. Z dash. Yes students, we are continuing the problem further. Z dash is over, Z double dash, triple dash, you can continue. If 26 bits are over, 27, 28, 29, like that you can continue. So we have found out all proper numbers. We didn't find in between time. 3 seconds, 4 seconds we have values, but we don't have 3.5 seconds. So horizontal displacement Sx is equal to 30t initially we found out. So 30 into 3.5. That will give the answer. Similarly, height at 2.5 seconds. Sy, we have height at 2 seconds 60, height at 3 seconds 75. In between height you don't have. Sy is equal to, what is that formula? 40t minus 5t square was the initially derived quantity. So 40 into 2.5 minus 5 into 2.5 square. Now this kind of problems, physically they are same, but mathematically they increase our troubles because 0.5, 2.5 are involved. So in between values, if they ask 2.88 seconds, then it will become much more complicated because you have to square them and do the calculation. This is what. Now comes the difficult question, level, I am changing level 3 or level 4, whatever you want to call. Listen, giving time and asking height, Sy is nothing but height. Giving time and asking height is one aspect. Giving height and asking time is another aspect. Why? Because at two places you can substitute. They are given 2.5 seconds, you are substituted at two different places. Solving the quadratic equation becomes little lengthy if they give the height. Say for example, our heights are 0, 30, 60 like that. In between 50 height is not there. So in between this is a point where 50, height 50 is there. So they are given when projectile reaches height 50 meters. When means time. Projectile reach height of 50 meters. In this we have 0, 35, 60, 75, 80, 75, 60, 35, 0. But there is no 50 in that. So that means 50 should exist. So 50, so we will write it. H is equal to Sy is equal to Uyt plus half Ayt square, which is, I substitute as H is equal to 40t minus 5t square. H is given to us now. 50 is equal to 40t minus 5t square. Take this side. 5t square minus 40t plus 50 is equal to 0. It's a quadratic equation. Now minus b plus or minus under root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So we'll get two roots. Why you will get two roots? Because between 30 and 60 it reaches 50. Between 60 and 35 also it reaches 50. So that height, one particular height what you are talking 50 meters, it reaches twice while going ascending, while descending. So you'll get two roots, both are real roots. No imaginary roots will come in this case. If you happen to see, you can see the discriminant b square minus 4ac will come greater than 0 and it will be giving positive values to us. You can simplify it. Yes students, I continued this problem here. I solved it. 5 ones are, 5 8s are, 5 10s are. I written it here. Minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac by 2a when I do it. Root 24 I got it, which is nearest to 5. You can take it as 4.8 or 5 itself you can take it. So approximately if you take 5, 8 plus or minus 5 by 2, that is 13 by 2 and or 3 by 2. 5 plus 8 plus 5 13, 8 minus 5 3 by 2, that is 6.5 or 1.5 seconds. So after crossing 1 and before 2 seconds it will come to this height. After crossing 6 and before crossing 7 seconds it will come to that height. So it came, that heights have come like that. Here we have taken an approximation, root 24 which is 4.9 something, we have taken it as 5. So for the ease of calculation. So ulta way of questioning, giving time and asking height is easy, giving height and asking time is difficult. Yes students, Z double dash, Z triple dash are over. Now Z4 dashes are there that I taken as 29, 30th problem. I am going on continuing. When height is 50 meters, what is the horizontal distance they ask? So when height is 50 meters, just you have done the big lengthy calculation of quadratic equation and you got times that to be at 1.5 seconds and 6.5 seconds. Using that you can find out when height is 50 meters what is horizontal displacement. They want Sx. Sx is 30t. So at this height it will be reaching 2 times. So Sx you will get two values. 30 into 1.5 meters, 30 into 6.5 meters. 30 into 6.5, that is time, 30 into t. So you will get to that horizontal, to that height it reaches twice. In a horizontal distance we'll have two different values of horizontal distance we'll have. While ascending it crosses that height, while descending also it crosses that height. So horizontal distances are different. Similarly they give horizontal distance. When horizontal distance is 40 meters, what is the height? This is a cumbersome method where knowing height, finding time, then substituting is little lengthy. You can go with the path equation. Y is equal to 4 by 3 times of x minus 5 by 900 times of x square. This was the equation, no? Put this horizontal displacement here. 4 by 3 times of 40 minus 5 by 900 times of 40 square. So you'll get y. When horizontal displacement is 40, what is the height? This is easy problem again, because x value they are given, they ask you to find. When they give height and ask you to find horizontal displacement, then it will become difficult, because it will be a quadratic equation. You will have two roots. Again write a equation, find minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac by 2a, get the height. Thirty-first question or 32nd question, whatever. When means time. Acceleration vector become perpendicular to velocity vector. First we write acceleration vector. In the beginning a, b, c, d, e, f, g, h they are written. 0i minus 10j. V bar velocity vector is 30 I cap plus 40 t. What is that? 40 minus 10t into j cap. Formula is a bar dot b bar is equal, a bar dot v bar is 0, then a vector and v vector are perpendicular. So you have to have a knowledge of vectors. I told level increases, level 4, level 5 questions will be like this. So now whenever dot product is 0, the vectors are perpendicular. So dot product of this is how to do. For example, a bar b bar is there, is equal to 0, ax I cap plus ay j cap. I hope you know, see, when you are coming to this level, I expect that you know this dot product method. So a bar dot v bar, multiply I quotient with I quotient, 0 into 30 plus minus 10 into 40 minus 10t. This should be equal to 0. 0 into 30 is 0. Minus 400. Minus into minus plus 100t is equal to 0. 100t is equal to 400. 2 zeros is cut. T is equal to 4 seconds. So at 4 seconds they are telling this formula wise you will get. So previously we have done the calculation. Here velocity becomes horizontal and acceleration due to gravity will be vertical. So this angle is 90 degrees. So in that way we can find, using vectors we can find 32nd bit. Now we want 33rd bit. So for at a particular instant here velocity and gravity are like this. Now we want this angle theta. How to get that? That also you can get it. Cos theta is equal to a bar dot b bar by mod a mod b. This is the formula we can use and get it. So you have to write instantaneous velocity in vector form, acceleration in vector form, make dot product, write the values, you will get cosine of it. Then you have to go to natural cosines or use a calculator to get the answer. Similarly, many other questions I am telling you know, 30, 31, 32, but try to understand where we have started. We have started with a single data, that is velocity is given, speed and angle, together is magnitude and direction, 50 meters per second at 53 degrees. We are going on solving. Now if I go more mathematical, students who are seeing this, if they are beginners, they will get confused. What sir is doing last point. In the beginning he explained nicely. When you come to the higher level, it's not like that. You should know this formula, this belongs to vectors, dot product of vectors, this is a basic formula. Similarly, when dot product is 0, when we say that vectors are mutually perpendicular, usage of cross product. Similarly, we can find what is the radius of curvature they ask. So centripetal acceleration is equal to v square by r. Radius of curvature at this point is r is equal to v square by g. V there is u cos theta whole square by g. By that way you will get the radius of curvature. At any other place you want radius of curvature, you take the component of g in that direction. That they mention the angle there. Next, 31, 32, 33, 34. Next level questions will be there. Very interesting questions I am going to discuss. There is a projectile thrown. There is a wall. Wall height is 50 meters. And this distance is, they give 30 meters or 70 meters. will the projectile hit it or don't hit it is a question. So for this distance, this you take it as x, you calculate y for it. Don't worry about this y, this is superfluous data. Find y for this x. I already told just before this bit. That y should come less than this 50. If it comes less than the 50, so this is going to hit it. If it comes more than the 50, then the projectile passes without hitting it. This kind of questions, little complex level questions will come. So this kind, there is a hill, and hill height is something is given. Will it cross the hill or it will not cross the hill? That's what kind of questions they ask. There is a wall. While going it hits like this. Will it come back like this or will it come back like this? That kind of questions also come where projectile motion and collisions are being combined. Next, you are sitting in a trolley and trolley is moving with certain velocity 20 meters per second and you are making the same throw 50 meters per second at the angle 53 degrees. Now calculate all the bits, you can calculate it. Only thing is to the x component we have to add this velocity. Remaining all remains same, but all values will change. Similarly, person is going upward in a lift and he throws the value, throws it. Then what happens? Next question is, there is a projectile and there is an inclined plane. Where is the particle going to hit on the inclined plane? You are not supposed to ask this horizontal distance. They want this distance, inclined plane distance. So many varieties of question. Going back and throwing, going forward and throwing, going upward and throwing the projectile. Sitting in a moving train and throwing vertically, that also becomes a projectile in other reference frame. This kind of go on. See, I told just 25 problems. More than that, we can design it. Yes, students, we are going to conclude this last question. This will multiply it into 4 folds. Whatever 32 questions we have done it into 4. 120 questions you can do it. Question will be given like this. Path equation is given. They ask you to find A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. What all we have found out in the first question we can find. So this you compare with y is equal to tan theta times of x minus g by 2 u square cos square theta times of x square, like that they give. Compare. What is the coefficient of x here? 1. So tan theta is equal to 1. Compare this with this. 0.001 is equal to g by 2 u square cos square 45, because tan theta is 1 happens at tan 45. So theta is equal to 45. Cos 45 is 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2 whole square. So this and this gets cancelled. So u square cross multiplies here, this cross multiplies here. So u square comes out to be g by 1000, that goes up, g by 1 by 1000, that will be 10,000. So u is equal to under root of 10,000. So u is equal to 100. So previously u they are given 50, theta they are given 53. Now u is 100, theta is 45. Go on, do find horizontal component of velocity, find vertical component of velocity, velocity vector, speed at any time, speed at any. But only thing is, before doing anything, first find time of flight. How many seconds it will be in air. Only those seconds calculations are reasonable. More than time of flight, if you calculate, that is not reasonable. Once you do collision chapter, after collision also it will become a projectile, elastic collision, that's a different issue. But presently you do up to time of flight. Similarly, previously it was u was 30i plus 40j. Now I have given 40i plus 30j. Initial velocity vector is given. Taking gravity as 10 meters per second, again you can find A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. But here time of flight comes 6 seconds. Their time of flight previous question we got 8 seconds. Similarly, parametric equations they give it. X is equal to u cos theta t. Y is equal to u sin theta t minus half gt square. This will come. So compare this with this. U cos theta is 9. U sin theta is 15. Squaring and adding will give you u value. Dividing will give you tan theta. Then you can again you get u and theta. You can go on do all the problems. So we have now solved near about 120 to 130 varieties of questions. Don't worry about the number, because it is in the beginning students like to solve problems, but see, the thing is we have not repeated the models in the first 25 or 30 questions. Every question was different from one another. That many questions we can find with single data, that is u is 50 and 53, like that only any one number they give it. So we can, so many things we can find in an oblique projectile. I didn't discuss moving projectiles, throwing in relative motion. So many other varieties of questions are there. First elementary questions we have discussed, and when we plotted them on a graph paper and how the velocities are represented, that is more important. Calculated value, you should be having a mental picture of it, then only you will get feel of the physics. Thank you.